In this video, we'll define the degree of a term and the degree of a polynomial. We'll also look at the classifications for types of polynomials that are known as monomials, binomials, and trinomials. And lastly, we'll look at the polynomial 1.4 minus 3.5x plus 5.6x squared and look at how some of these vocabulary words play out with that example. So to get started, when a term has only one variable, then its degree is the exponent on that variable. When a term has more than one variable, its degree is the sum of the exponents on the variables in that term. And we'll look at terms containing more than one variable a little bit later on. When a term has no variables, then we just say that its degree is 0. Now, when we're looking at a polynomial, which is the sum of terms with whole number exponents, then the degree of the polynomial is the greatest degree that appears amongst its terms. So we'll keep those in mind, and we'll look at a few examples in a moment. Now, the last thing we can do is talk about what a monomial, binomial, or trinomial is. And the word mono, or the prefix mono, means 1, bi means 2, and tri means 3. So a polynomial with one term is called a monomial, a polynomial with two terms is called a binomial, and a polynomial with three terms is called a trinomial. So let's look at an example and put some of these into practice. So the polynomial 1.4 minus 3.5x plus 5.6x squared is what we'll look at. Now, the first thing that we want to note is that in general, the standard ordering that we write a polynomial in is what's called descending order. So if we put this in the standard order, that means that the term with the highest degree is going to go first. So we're going to rewrite this polynomial as 5.6x squared. And then that second term is negative 3.5x, so minus 3.5x. And then that last term that we'll write is plus 1.4. So we had the term 1.4 as our last term. Now, the leading term is always going to be the first one when it's written in standard order, or the term with the highest degree. So now that we've written it in standard order, we can identify that pretty quickly as 5.6x squared. The degree of this polynomial is then the exponent on that term, which is just a 2. Now, as we look at the terms in this polynomial, which I referred to when I was writing it in standard order, the terms, the first one we have is 5.6x squared. The second one is negative 3.5x, and the third term is 1.4. And then, so we've identified the terms in that polynomial, and then the degrees of each. 5.6x squared, we already looked at that degree, it was 2. For negative 3.5x, its degree is just 1. And then 1.4, that degree is 0. And again, if we look back why that degree is 0, one way to think about it is x to the 0. Another is that when a term has no variables, we've simply defined that its degree is 0. And in this second term, I wrote negative 3.5. I meant negative 3.5x. So negative 3.5x has degree 1. And again, whenever we're writing x is the same as x raised to the 1. That's where that degree and that exponent are related. So looking at how many terms does this have? We have our first term, our second term, our third term. So this polynomial has 3 terms, and that means that it is a trinomial when we classify it. And whether something is a trinomial or a binomial comes into play when we look at working with this polynomial in different contexts.